Okay, welcome. So today I wanted to just offer a reflection about how we move from persecutor to challenger. And I want to be talking a little bit today just about this codependency triangle, also known as the dreaded drama triangle, and we're moving more into the empowerment dynamic. So enjoy. So these are teachings from which I've heard over the years, different places, codependency triangle. This is from the teachings of David Emerald in the empowerment dynamic, also known as the TED. And what I wanted to talk about really was the persecutor. I'm going to begin, I've done a video and I'll link that in the bottom, the victim. So the victim I spoke about before, and the creator. But essentially the victim is, why me? You know, it's like, why is life so hard? And I was stuck in victim for many years, as I shared before. We're asking the question, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? It's coming from that deflated place. And often we need rescuing, the victim. We want that rescuer to come in and save us. Yeah. And obviously we move over to creator. And the difference between the creator and the victim, as David Emerald talks about, is just by asking the question, what do I want here? Getting clear. And then the second question is, what can I do about it? What do I want? What can I do about it? But I've done a 10-minute video, so please go ahead and watch that. What I want to focus on today is the persecutor and the challenger. So, the persecutor in the archetypal work, and I did Robert Moore talks about the tyrant. So it's like the sovereign archetype, the shadow form, it's like really out there, it's like rah! The tyrant form of the archetype is basically the bully. And I just wanted to read a little bit of this. He says, the tyrant exploits and abuses others. He is ruthless, merciless, and without feeling when he is pursuing what he thinks is his own self-interest. His degradation of others knows no bound. He hates all beauty, all innocence, all strength, all talent, all life energy. So, we've got the tyrant there. So what David talks about in the persecutor is that we are authoritarian. Yeah, so very much like Robert Moore in this book, The King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, is saying authoritarian, rigid in views. No, this is the way. This is what you need to do. Grandiose as well. It's like, I know it all. That's also the persecutor. It's like, this is the way it is. And then also provokes a reaction in people because of that. You've got to change. You've got to do this, and therefore it can there can be conflict. And as I was preparing today, I was just thinking of I lived as a Buddhist monk for a couple of years, and the abbot once said to me, he says, if you can't not say something, don't say it. So that energy of the persecutor is, I've got to tell them, they've got to know this. I've just found this out. He says, if you have that urge, that often means, he didn't say this, but this is what I'm taking it to be, is we're often in that persecutor. Not always, but just notice, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? And this kind of leads us into the challenger. And the challenger is really the key thing to move from persecutor to challenger is to ask, what is my intention? Why am I sharing this with them? If it's from love, if it's from joy, if it's because we see them as a sovereign being, as a, whole, complete, not that they're broken. The persecutor sees that they're a victim. They're broken. There's something wrong with them. Whereas the challenger sees that, oh no, you're a whole being. So if you see, right, if I'm in love, I can say this. I can, help to lift them up. They often talk about this. Robert Moore talks a bit about this. David Dada as well. The idea of competition. Sometimes we see competition as a bad thing, and actually, if we can raise people up, come on, you can do it. The competition can be good. What often happens, competition in the Western world certainly, is, you know, squashing the other person, which is more kind of in the dreaded drama type triangle. That's a bit of a mouthful. The DDT is another word for it. So the challenger, you know, he comes from that position, she comes from that position of all life experience is teaching us, you know, everything that's teaching us. So we've got this challenge. Even the persecutor is like, great, what's it teaching me? It's challenging us to grow. Right. I know. How can I grow in this situation here? Okay, yeah. And then obviously, what is my intention? For me, some of the ways we can move from persecutor to challenger, he doesn't talk about it in his book, but, you know, it's for me mindfulness. Am I saying too much? Sometimes it can be very useful, someone struggling, to listen, to really listen, you know. And how we can listen is what I call active listening. It's called active listening, and I use this with my clients quite a lot. Is this idea of when someone's speaking, what I'm hearing is this is what's going on for you. So you're listening rather than trying to persecute or rescue them. This is what you need. No, this is what I'm hearing, and therefore you allow this sovereign part to come forward. So another thing, moving from persecutor to challenger, is change the body posture. Often it's like the persecutor's kind of very much out of balance, whereas the challenger's like, change the body posture. If we've gone into victim, often we collapse. So it's just opening the body. And then, yeah, I've mentioned about listening. I'll see if there's any other teachings that he's put in. Think that's probably it. Well, I'll say all life experiences teaching us in some way, challenging us to grow and evolve. Although the persecutor certainly provokes a reaction, the challenger elicits a response by encouraging the creator to acquire new skills, knowledge, or insights, not insults. So yeah, I think that is what I'm going to share about this today, and I'll come back and I'll do the rescuer next time round, and how do we move from rescuer to coach. Okay, enjoy. Any questions, please do let me know.